With 2021 coming to an end, I went backstage and I asked the AEW talents what their game of the year for 2021 was.
My game pick for the year would have to be, hands down, Dead by Daylight. Now, just like my favorite song, my favorite band, it constantly changes from time to time, just like my games. Now, I've had a tremendous amount of fun playing this game with tons of people on Twitch and Colt Cabana and all my friends. So yeah, for me, 100% game of the year, Dead by Daylight.
My game of the year is probably Blaster on NES.
My personal game of the year for 2021 has got to be Metroid Dread. Yes, that's right. The single player classic, which is a 20-year sequel to Metroid Fusion, a game that I grew up loving and playing in class and in between class and in recess. I always played Metroid Fusion. It was such a great game. And to be able to pick up a game in 2021 that is like 20 years later, a sequel in the making, like what an awesome sequel, what an awesome successor to Metroid Fusion. And just, it's so refreshing to play a video game these days where everything in the game is completely unlockable by playing the game and finding the puzzles and solving everything. There's no microtransactions, there's no pay for more. You know, you get to beat the game, you enjoy the story. Just a classic, and just the feeling of excitement you get when the enemies are chasing you, that literal sense of dread. And that's what Metroid is to me, and Metroid has always felt that way, whether it's the Prime series, Fusion, whatnot. It's always about, you know, that sense of excitement and being scared and running away from big monsters until you have the chance to take them down yourself. So Metroid Dread is my game of the year for that reason. It's an ode to the classic Metroid Fusion, and it just takes gamers like me back into the day when games were a little bit more games.
This is Aubrey Edwards, and I'm here to tell you about my game of the year. Guess what? I'm a horrible gamer, and I literally played one video game that came out this year, and it was The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword remake. I happen to really, really like it. Unpopular opinion, I thought the first one was better. Nintendo always makes stuff that's super gimmicky, but I think having the actual sword tied to something made the controls a lot easier. I just don't think they really updated enough, but I do really appreciate the updated graphics, and I do like it. Because Zelda's an awesome franchise, and having that game, which I think was good the first time around, presented to a wider audience is great because it's awesome and it shouldn't be forgotten. So that's my game of the year.
My game of the year was a tough one. I'm gonna go with Psychonauts 2, but just barely. I really enjoyed Loop Hero, I enjoyed Forza Horizon 5, but Psychonauts 2 was really something I've been looking forward to for almost 10 years, and it not only lived up to the expectations, I think it exceeded it. So Psychonauts 2, my game of the year.
My game of the year definitely is Magic the Gathering Arena. The game is fire, son. I've liked Magic the Gathering since I was a kid, and the fact that I get to play it on mobile and I can play against my friends and just constantly play, and they're constantly updating and have a bunch of new cards, and I'm a little bit of a nerd and I love it, man. Yeah, go check it out if you already haven't. It's free. And play against me, Funky Monkey. Ow!
My game of the year for 2021 was Boyfriend Dungeon. It's a dungeon crawler and a dating sim all in one. Two of the things I love in one. Of course, I committed myself to the K-pop boy and the gothic guy. But enough about that. My actual game of the year, probably I would have to say is from 2020. It's Hades. I put apparently within 2021, I put over 100 hours into Hades, not counting the stuff I put in last year. So apparently I really like that game.
My game of the year is absolutely going to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now I know that didn't come out this year, but that's the game that I replayed this year. So for anyone out there who actually is going to give me some type of criticism for it, for not actually sticking to the specs of this specific award, I would like to let you know I do not care. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a great game. Immersive map. The storytelling on it is magnifique. Honestly, if I had to give another game an award, it would definitely be Halo Infinite. Multiplayer, reminiscent of Halo 2, back when I was 16 playing online. Not only that, the campaign itself is insane. It's actually probably a better campaign than Halo 3. No, I'm joking. It's not. It definitely isn't. But those would be my top 2 picks.
So my game of the year is actually being totally impartial. As a gamer, I would have to say, kind of reluctantly, Fortnite. Hear me out. It's undeniable the influence this game has had on the industry and on just gamers alike. I myself, not a big fan of the game, but if I can look at it, I can admit it is a success, it's a hit, everybody loves it. I don't like it because I'm not that good at it, but it is a very fun game when you can get in there and get a kill or two.
My game of the year goes to the game that I played the most this year, which is Sea of Thieves, which even though it didn't come out this year, they did a lot of great content updates introducing the Pirates of the Caribbean.
My favorite game to drop this year was Psychonauts 2. The first Psychonauts came out in 2005, and it was my favorite video game just ever for a long time. I never knew that they were even working on a second one up until like a month prior to it dropping. And so I don't often pre-order games, but I definitely was on the pre-order list for that game. So it was, and it lived up to the hype. It was amazing. I think I beat it in probably 2 days, which was sad.
My personal game of the year for 2021, it has to be Deathloop. No other game has made me feel such an accomplished gamer and such a smart gamer than be able to line up all these targets in a row and take them out in one run. And my personal second runner-up would be Returnal. Returnal is one of those games that it's probably the hardest game I've ever played, but it kept me coming back for more. But yeah, Deathloop, Returnal. Play games! Play those games, please! Now!
My game of the year this year, pretty easy one for me. It's Halo Infinite. I've been looking forward to Halo Infinite for 6 years now. The campaign exceeded my expectations in every way. The story was great. The open world aspects of it, the upgrade materials, all that stuff, absolutely loved it. And then in addition to how it feels playing campaign, the feel in the multiplayer is also amazing. The guns feel good, they sound good. I'm gonna be playing this game well past 2021. So once again, Halo Infinite is my game of the year.
I'm here to talk about the game of the year, which I think, looking back on it, was maybe the game of a month in 2020, but I'm sorry to say, Fall Guys will never get old. It is the greatest game that has ever been invented, and I know people are talking about these Halos and Call of Duties and the shooters and Mario stuff, but no. For a simple man like myself, I'm looking to play simple games. People sometimes call them children's games, but yes, I am no children. I am an adult man. And I am great at Fall Guys. Some say I'm the greatest pro wrestling Fall Guys player in the world. And I'm not going to debate those people because it's true. I've won almost 300 crowns. I've put in the hours. I've put in the work. And I have become the greatest pro wrestling Fall Guys player that there ever has been. And I challenge any of you at home. I challenge you because I am here to say it is the greatest game of the year, 2021. It's the greatest game of the year 2020. It will be the greatest game of 2022 and beyond.
I have thought long and hard about what my game of the year for this year is going to be, and there has been so many great games that have come out. I loved Inscription, which was a deck building game. Lost Judgment, which is a continuation of a series from the Yakuza series. There's been a lot of other things I've been really interested in. But my favorite game of the year was Psychonauts 2. I waited 15 years for the sequel of Psychonauts 1, and I can tell you this, it is better than I anticipated. I thought it would be another Shenmue 3 situation, but in fact this one was better, had better gameplay, it had fantastic music, including voice acting from Jack Black, and it had all of Tim Schafer's witty dialogue and writing in it. So it was everything I wanted, and that was my game of the year. What was your game of the year? Let us know in the comments down below. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that subscription, and we will see you in the next video.